A summary of port operations and port equipment by John Beasley, for Kennedy Point Maritime. Here are some uses of mobile harbor cranes: a crane with a bucket, a clock grabber, a sling, and crate hauler for break bulk. Mobile harbor cranes are the counterpart of fixed cargo harbor cranes. These are general-use harbor cranes. They typically have wheels and are self-propelled. This type crane is versatile and relatively inexpensive. There are books called Heavy Equipment Estimating Guides that will give you a ballpark idea on pricing. Ports also post their rates. Training on this equipment can be obtained from the manufacturer. Cranes can serve a number of applications simply by changing out attachments. The attachments can be claws, buckets, magnets, container harnesses, baskets, hooks, and bridles. Attachments such as the container attachment, scoop, grab, vacuum, and newsprint hoist make cranes versatile and cost-effective. Here are photos of the crane attachments described on the previous page: the grabber claw, vacuum paper lift, the container attachment, and magnetic lift for scrap metals. Rail-mounted gantry cranes excel at moving a large number of products. A common use is moving containers. But gantry cranes can also move break bulk, construction materials, and food stocks. At most ports, there is an area behind gantry cranes for loading and unloading containers. This area is called the apron area. Pictured is a port in Northern Europe that is using automated, driverless, container movers. The container storage area is located behind the apron area in a container field. Here gantry cranes are being used to remove bulk cargo from the holds of a ship. They will often set a bulldozer down into the ship's hold so it can make heaps or piles for the cranes to scoop up. Gantry cranes can also be used to vacuum out bulk cargo such as grain, cereal, granulated coal, and construction and mining materials. One of the operational problems with rail-mounted cranes is track maintenance. It can be expensive and problematic. Pictured is a low-cost Swedish solution to track maintenance. As a yard or equipment manager, you will need to know how to calculate capacity output for each type of machinery, so you can calculate the time it will take to complete each job. The manager or the equipment operator can often speed up a job by modifying the bucket size, the swing angle of the crane arm, and the number of machines used to load or unload the ship. What is the production capacity of a one-side bucket working in loam, sand, or cement powder? Estimating guide. Hourly shovel output in cubic yards, 205 cubic yard an hour at 85% efficiency. Cubic yard equals 3 x 3 x 3 equals 27 cubic feet. Ship's hold number 1 is equals 100, long x 42, wide x 35, deep equals 147,000 cubic feet. 147,000 divided by 27 cubic feet equals 5,445 cubic yards. One of the solutions to the rail-mounted gantry crane is the rubber tire (RTG) gantry crane. Rubber tire gantry cranes are an attempt to lower operating costs on smaller gantry crane installations by eliminating track costs and track repair costs. The overhead traveler is a post and beam gantry crane. IT was the workhorse of the Industrial Revolution. Gantry cranes can range in size from a 2,000-pound engine hoist to 40,000 tons, 80 million pounds. The largest sizes post and beam use a double rail track system. Pictured are various styles of reach container movers. They can move full containers with 35,000 to 40,000 pounds of cargo, as well as moving the empty containers. These container haulers are rated 45,000 pounds capacity. Straddle haulers are used to stack up containers. They are often automated, driverless machines fitted with GPS and can be operated remotely. Self-floating side-load trailers moved by semi-tractors are often used to pick up and deliver single containers. Another common type hauler is a forklift. The forklift hauler can be a standard hauler, or a reach hauler. At the bottom of the page is a row of automated straddle haulers. Most straddle haulers are automated. All these types can move full and empty containers. This page shows varieties of containers. Top left is a tank or liquid container. Top middle is a flat or open container for top-loaded items. Top right is the livestock container. Bottom right is the refrigerated cooler or freezer container. It is called a reefer. Bottom left. The standard container is 8 feet 6 inch tall. The tall container is 9 feet 6 inch tall. A 20 TEU is standard size and is 20 feet long. A 40 TEU is double size and is 40 feet long. More types of containers. Containers for liquids. Side-loaded containers. Pallet or top-loaded containers. Reefer, coolers. Propane and natural gas containers. Livestock containers. Gravel, river rock, sand, limestone containers. Here is a container calculation table. The maximum allowable weight of the 40-foot container is not necessarily double that of the smaller 20-foot container, due to ground transportation regulations which limit the weight that a truck is permitted to carry on U.S. highways. This chart calculates how much of your chosen product will fit in a shipping container. This slide shows how containers are locked together when stacked. Containers use twist-lock corner castings. A display of the container attachment methods on containers. It is common to use linear programming and non-linear programming to schedule the best shipping methods. StatTools provides a full range of analysis tools in one package at a reasonable price. The suite of programs includes optimization, Monte Carlo risk analysis, Stanford method decision analysis, decisions trees, sensitivity analysis, stochastic modeling and statistical forecasting. Each classification society has one or more loading programs that they recommend for their customers, and these products are showcased on their websites. This package is from Det Norske Veritas website, Norway. Computer-aided ship loading training. Computer-aided ship loading training. Subject, Stability Program. From, consultas@consultas.no. Dear Mr. Beasley, many thanks for your kind inquiry and interest in our product. Please download a trial LCS configured for a tanker from. The next section details intermodal connections, including pipelines, trucking on highways, and railways. Conveyor belts move products from the ship to silos and storage areas. Reclaimers are used in loading and storage areas where the product gets spilled. Bulk ships are often self-loading and unloading, so they can visit smaller harbors. Bulk ships can be equipped with conveyors, gantry cranes, and fixed-point cranes to facilitate loading and unloading process. A front-end loader is sometimes referred to as a bucket. It is referred to by the size of the bucket, such as a 1-yard bucket or a 2-yard bucket, or a 3-yard bucket. The size of the bucket determines the amount of time it takes to complete a job. Silos are important in the storage of a number of products. A conveyor often transports products to and from the boat. Grain and corn silos are very common, but silos can be used for construction materials such as cement, gypsum, asphalt, tar, and pea gravel. Silos often use reversible vacuums for moving products from the ship or barge to the silo, or returning them to another vessel. Tank farms are multiple application tanks for fuel oils, vegetable oils, paint thinner, and hundreds of other chemicals. Tanks are steam cleaned in between uses. Tanks are typically epoxy-lined. Piping to and from the tanks is usually stainless steel. Hub terminals are used to supply pipelines that link to smaller tank farms and also feeder ports. Single-point moorings allow liquid bulk tankers and LNG tankers to load and unload away from a wharf or face dock. It is economical and provides a greater margin of safety. LNG, or liquid natural gas, is stored in insulated tanks at ports and on ships. LNG tank farms are located away from populated areas. Single-point moorings are used for fuel terminals and LPG, liquid petroleum gas terminals. Reefer containers are self-contained freezer and cooler units usually supplying their own fuel. They also have backup systems that allow them to use electricity on the ship or at the port terminal. General storage warehouses can house import and export products. Some warehouses are dedicated reefer storage for a variety of products ranging from frozen fish to orange juice. Passenger terminals have once again become lucrative projects with the arrival of the ship cruise line industry. The cruise line industry replaced the ship liner service. The road ramps are called roll-on roll-off, row-row, docking facilities. The adjustable row-row ramps are made adjustable to be able to match up with the arriving ships. This is a picture of the row-row storage terminal. These are very common in most ports. Local distribution of cars, trucks, tractors, motorcycles starts from the row-row yard storage facility. Row-row tractors are very maneuverable. The semi-cab tractor has a short wheelbase and maneuvers well. They are not designed for highway driving. Thank you for watching our presentation. If you liked it, please let us know at Kennedy Point Maritime or give us a thumbs up. The picture is of Empire State, the training ship at SUNY, New York Maritime College.